Okay, so hi everyone. I'll start by introducing myself. I've been working as a web developer since 2005, and I've been working with Sitecore since 2015. And I started with Sitecore 7, and I'm currently certified in Sitecore 10 and XM Cloud. And this is my first Sitecore user group presentation, so I hope it will go well. Okay, so next slide. What is Codeless Schema Extension model? Uh, was introduced on Sitecore XP 10.2, so it's relatively recently, about 2 years. And it allows for personalization and implementation without a developer intervention. It means that you don't require a developer for configuring a schema XML file, implement custom code for new facets, implement new custom personalizing with segmentation rules, and also that code release your own CD and XConnect instances for its new custom facet implemented. And for those who are familiar with custom schema implementation programmatically, know it takes some time of development and tests. Also needs to wait for release windows, and it is not easy. How it works? It stores custom key value data in analytics DB. For those who knows, it's that facet. I will give you more details on next slides. And it stored as a contact facet when a Sitecore form is submitted. Also, it adds new personalization segmentation rules to work with this stored data. Okay, and give me more details. Before to go ahead, we need to talk about some few concepts before proceeding for who doesn't know. There are some dependencies on Sitecore Analytics, right? Because as we are going to work with schemas and facets, it's required to have Sitecore Analytics. So it will run on Sitecore XP version that includes Sitecore Analytics. Here on the slide, there are some explanation about what is Sitecore Analytics. And the main part here is the context facets. Let me take a laser to point. The context facets part of Sitecore Analytics and store additional information about context in the XDB. This is where this model will focus to store this data on XDB using context facets. And it also requires some Sitecore forms. This model depends on Sitecore forms to submit, because it will take the submitted data in a Sitecore forms to store as data key value on Sitecore facets, on XDB facets. So Sitecore forms, for who doesn't know, is a tool within Sitecore XP as well, and that allows users to create, manage, and collect data from forms, then enabling data-driven marketing, personalization. It doesn't need a developer as well. It only needs a content author. So here there's some sequence about how it works when we are using it for content personalization. Basically, a user will request a page with Sitecore with a Sitecore form on it. It will request for a CD instance. Then it's required to identify the context. Identify the context is important to bind the current session user to the XDB context. So if you doesn't run the identify context, the session will run as anonymous. So, and it's running as anonymous, you're not working as expected. So once it's identified, it will render the Sitecore form for a user. The user will fill the form and submit it. Then here is what's new, save contact data. This is a new trigger for forms that this model added. And this new trigger that will do what you need to save the form fields to the schema that this model also created. I will show this structure with more detail, how it next slides. But basically, it's a new facet where its key name is the facetiators. Then okay, and on form submitted, it will save the data in the context facets, then return it. Then here we have then the user will request a page with personalization. Then the page as the Sitecore CD will get this content facets, okay, and we load it to the content facets. Then it will process the personalization rule. I didn't highlight here on process personalized rule, but it needs to be highlighted too because there are some new personalized rules that was added by the this model. So in this case, I'm running some of these personalized rules added by this model, and once this personalized context was processed, it will render the personalized context according to the information that was submitted in the form. I will show in the demo a form during the submitted and personalized context coming from it. Now, going on a little more technical, the setup is very simple. It is only you only need to follow the guides provided by Sitecore according to your environment. And then there is on-premise installation, Azure PIS, container installation, AKS installation. In my case, I did the on-premise, which was on my local, and I just unpacked the model on my local file system, and I just run a partial command with the parameters according to my local. The instance name, Sitecore name, Xconnect, the Xconnect instance name, the full and topology, XP0, in the version that the latest version is this one, 1.0.5. Here is the Sitecore forms, and that's it. I said before. Here is the Sitecore forms editor. Okay, and it's a very simple form. I just added one field here. This field will be like, what's your investor profile? Then will be three options here: conservative, moderate, and aggressive. And here is the submit of the form. And this is the new trigger action, the new action that was added for Sitecore forms, that was added for from the model for Sitecore forms, save contact shares. I also added a redirect to page here, just to force a redirect to see the personalized content changing. So the form is configured. Then here we have the page where we are going to apply the personalized rules. This is the personalized rules this model added. Here I'm using only one of them. This one is for compare strings comparison. And I have a burner, investor profile burner. It will change the content to the data source according to the profile that was filled in the form. So, for example, in the first rule, it's checking if the investor profile form for the field investor profile, that was that drop-down field that is there, and if it's equal to aggressive, then I will show the data source aggressive, the same for moderate, and also the same for conservative. And the default one is like unset, but it's not important. Okay, so we have the form and the page configured. Here with a little bigger to make it easier to read it, where the current context investor profile field is equal to aggressive. I recorded my demo to avoid problem. You know, it's rare, but always happens. So I start this. What is the start button? Okay. I've started filling the form. Okay. Demo, email. One important thing here. Where is the pause? Why it's not pausing? Sorry, guys. For any reason, it was not pausing. One important comment here is this is not the normal way that you identify content. I did this page for identify the content just as a demo. But the normal way is to run the identify content in the background. So when the user access your website, you can access some login or some way to identify to form his email or something like this. And then we run this identify in the background. In my case, so it will start filling this identify just to bind the content. Okay, so I just bind the context to, okay. Now I'm going to fill in that form. I've configured, then I set to conservative, and the personalization rule, it's changing the banner in the backend, in the background. And then this is how the demo works. So the point here is, it's a very simple demo, of course, but it's just showing how it can work. A form, submit, and then it's saving on content facets, and it's running a personalized process and changing the banner. It's also a very simple user case. Can create much more complex cases, but yes, it's just to show. So next slide is about to list segmentation as well. It also works well for list segmentation. As I get information submitted in a form, it is interesting to get this information to, for example, send emails. So I can use this segmentations to create some campaigns. For example, I want all contacts that have the investor profile as moderate, and I send a campaign to these contacts. And I also can, on this slide, it is for MA campaigns, for example. I'm adding a list segmentation for aggressive contacts. So here I'm adding it as recipients. So I am not sure it's running really because it will be complex to show now, but it's how it works. And also, I can use it for export content if I want a report of all contacts that are investor profile aggressive, for example. You just use this segmentation rule to filter my contacts and export it. Okay, so after that, those who are worked with custom facets before know that are some particular things that you need to care when we are working with custom facets. For example, how the facets will start. It is important because once contacts entering our website, you get this content facet and you will return it, you retrieve it to your website. And it's important to have some lightweight information, not so heavy, because it will allocate memory and things like that, also for performance. And also we have to care about, for example, if you are access database every time, or it will be on session. If it will be on session, how big is the data as well? And also I checked on extra things like if I can select specific fields in the form. For example, I have 10 fields in the form, but I don't want 3. I also check that. And I also check how available condition rules. So starting for how facet data is stored, it is a JSON data following this structure. So I have, it will be always the same field, no matter if you are, no matter how many forms you have. So the form name will be the ADA name to be here. The key, inside it you have keys. The keys are the fields in the value that's the contact field. So if you have 3, 4, 5 forms, it will become more name areas here, and how many fields you have, you become more keys inside the name areas. So yes, it's if you have big forms, a lot of forms, this field you become like much head. So it needs to be used carefully. And the next question is, the facilitators doesn't load in the session. So it is another question that's important to take care, because it is always going to XDB to retrieve the data. So if you are adding this personalize or some things in a page that frequently go to this, to need to run this personalize, it will frequently go to database. It can impact the performance of your website. So it need to be carefully using this in a page that's frequently accessed to. The next point is it doesn't allow to save specific fields in a form. So if you have 10 fields in your form, that's 10 fields will be saved. You can select only the one that you want. I think will be probably implemented in the future, but for now it's not available. For now, I'm running on 1.05, the version 1.05. Also, the next point is available condition rules. For personalization in Max Automation, I didn't talk about Max Automation in this demo because it would be very complex. But basically, going to personalization in Max Automation, they have several options of personalization. You can compare dates, number, specific values are strings comparison. You have something like between dates. You also have some Boolean comparison here, if the key is false or true. This is an important thing too about the forms. Almost the fields supported on Sitecore forms will be supported in this model. And of course, if you are using some custom form field, you need to care if you are using the correct implementation to it become compatible to this model. But almost the fields that are available on Sitecore Forms standard will work. And for segmented list, it's very limited, unfortunately. There is only a string comparison for segmented list. So if you would like to compare dates or booleans, or booleans may work if you use a string comparison too. But for date, number like greater than or smaller than, things like this, it's not be possible with the standard implementation. Of course, programmatically, you can also extend these conditions and create new ones. Okay, So here we have my conclusion. The Codeless Schema Extension model simplifies creating custom facets and personalization rules, saving time and effort. Yeah, it's become much more simple to do using this model because who already created custom facets programmatically knows it's a pain sometimes for testing too. So, and if you doesn't need it to programmatically, you can save a lot of time and effort. Um, it streamlines deployments with just initial installation, make it ideal for quick, simple solutions. Yes, once it's only configurable, it doesn't need to deploy any files to production and wait for release windows. So yes. Also, the models easy linking of the facets to forms, speeding up its reporting campaign creations. So imagine you are a market team and you want a form and you want a report from this form result and also wanted to use this form result to create campaigns and also personalize things in your page. So it's ideal for this thing that you need to do for tomorrow. Uh, um, and also, there are that limitations about to list segmentation because they don't support string comparisons, but not so a big problem because we can extend that um, with more conditions. But of course, it will require a developer in this case. And also now, as you probably see, it is for more simple solutions. If you need some facets that are more complex, or if you wanted to uh, add, if you wanted to create custom facets to information that are not in a form, then yes, you still need some developer for to do that. And okay, it's all I have. And I open now for questions if anyone have one.
I thanks so much, Eduardo. Um, Let me start myself. So here, if we understand correctly, it's like without me having to create facets like traditionally we do that requires changes in the code and deploying the DLL to XDB and etc.
Mhm. Yes,
Here we are using the fields in the form to save that information as if they are facets. And
exactly.
then
Yes,
we can use rules to do personalization, segmentation, etc.
exactly. Yes.
What happens if the field has the same name? Let's say first name. Many different forms can have first name.
Oh,
The personalization, etc. Yeah, go
it will
ahead.
be separated by the name because inside the areas we have this name. Then the name is the form name. So if you have
Form
different
name.
forms, you have different
Hmm.
names inside the areas.
Okay. Is it still potentially possible, Eduardo, to build custom extra rules, conditions on top of
Yes,
this thing?
yes, yes. Because we can restore this JSON data, and we need to parse this JSON data, right? And once we parse it, we can use it for our new custom conditions.
There any way, Eduardo, to edit this information in the backend somehow, or you have
Um,
to build that?
You mean to edit this facet data in a JSON format?
No, maybe for a business user, for instance, open Eduardo Tonon contacts in Sitecore
Okay,
and
okay.
check.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't find it. So it's like a new window, right? For in um, the
experience
Sitecore
profile.
X25, yes. So I think it's not available yet. So it's a need to customize a new window there.
Needs to be customized. Okay.
Mhm.